What do you get when you mix a health coach and a wellness coach mixed with a lot of curiosity? You get two people who ask a lot of questions about health and wellness issues. Today, we ask the question, how do we improve our gut health?
We hear all the headlines every day about what to eat and what not to eat. We will try to sift through all that confusion. Before we do that, we will talk about our call to actions and end with a plan for the week. So let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what? I
Hi,
feel like I
Leah.
need to hum and sing ourselves in, like do 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 do, but I won't. Hi, Kamna, how are you?
Good. So how is your week?
So far, so good. I mean, I think I've had a pretty winning week compared to the
Yeah.
week I've had before. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I like to hear
Yeah.
that.
Although I only did 50% of my call to action, so I don't know how good that is. I still haven't bought my lentils. I do want to thank everybody who has sent me recipes, and I am going to make them. It's just, I don't know what it is. I think, honestly, I made my grocery list today and went grocery shopping this morning and just didn't put them on the list. I don't know. That wasn't intentional.
Mm.
It just isn't something that I typically buy, so I didn't put it on there. I have to be better at that.
Well, I think really the problem is you don't know what to buy. You don't know where to buy it. You don't know how much to buy. There's a lot of question marks for you that are stopping you, if I am guessing right.
That's true too. Another thing is like it's very hard for me to justify buying something and making something that I know only I'm going to eat.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah, I
don't
get
even know
that.
if I'm going to like it. Like
Right.
I don't mind buying spaghetti squash and making spaghetti squash because I already know I love it and I'm the only one that eats it and that's fine. But to go through the buying all the ingredients and making it and not knowing if I'm going to like it is a
Right.
little bit like probably the subconscious of me leaves it out on purpose, maybe.
Yeah, I would think so because it's too many question marks for you.
Right. I definitely, it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just, I know that I have to figure it out a little bit better.
Sure.
So, but my
That
other
makes.
part of this was to, when my alarm goes off at 7 o'clock to start my stretches.
Hmm.
And actually, what I started doing this week was before the alarm would go off. Cause I always know around, like sometimes I'll look at my phone and be like, okay, it's going to go off soon, like in 10 minutes. I
Hmm.
think because I'm actually want it to go off.
Oh,
That makes
yeah.
sense? Like,
Yeah.
I'm always like, "Okay, good, it's gonna go off, I can start getting ready for bed, I can go whatever." So, I kind of, like, check and see when it's gonna go off, and I've been doing my stretches then.
Oh,
So, before
nice.
it even goes off, I'm like, "Alright, well, I might as well do my stretches."
So do you get down on the floor and then just
I have
stretch?
been getting on the floor. Yep.
You just do your own or do you follow a video
Well, I
or something?
followed a lot of actual I used to be a Peloton app member,
Mhm.
just the app, and I love their stretches
Yeah,
so much. They have the best stretches, they have the
I
best Pilates,
agree.
they have the best yoga, the best that there is.
Mhm.
And then I canceled that to save the $20 a month, and then, so I kind of made my own up.
Right. Well, now you know enough. You can do it
Yeah,
on your own. Yeah.
so
Well,
I feel better when
50%
I
is
do
pretty
it.
good. Well, good.
And almost I would say 100% of the stretching, 0% of the lentils, so put it together and I got 50. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think you should make the call to action your the lentils again because it's clearly there's a block that
I know, but I gotta get past that.
I'm gonna give you some lentils and then I'm gonna give you instructions on how to cook them. Or maybe I'll just make it for you and then give you some if you like it.
We'll have to maybe.
See, you're
Anyway,
scared. You're scared about
I
this.
am. I don't know what it is. I know a part of me really wants to do it, though. That's the other thing.
Why? Because you think you have to do it? You should do
No,
it?
because I wanna try it.
Oh, okay.
I wanna give it a full-fledged that if I don't like it, I can be like, "I tried."
Right.
If you give it to me, it's not really I'm not trying.
No, but I'm saying I can make it and
Yeah,
then
but
you
then I'm
can
not
try it.
trying.
But if there's a block of what to do,
True. This is true, yeah. We'll see.
yeah, you'll figure that out.
Alright. How about your week? How did your week go?
Um, Week was kind of quiet, which was really nice, but uh I did not do my call to action. And this is 2 weeks in a row, and I'm really disappointed in myself. So my call to
Oh,
action was to
yeah.
read for 15 minutes before I go to sleep. Part of the problem is, it takes me a long time to get into a new book. So I need like 50, 100 pages before I'm really engrossed in the
Oh,
story.
so the first couple pages you're like, eh,
Yeah. So that's
okay,
problem one. And
okay.
then a couple of nights, my husband went to bed before me, and I'd like to read in bed. I know I could go downstairs and read, but I
Oh
like to
no,
read in bed.
yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Then when I actually did read in bed, I fell asleep before I hit like page 3. So
But that's
it,
an attempt. So even though you
yes,
set a time, at least you attempted it.
yes.
You can't control
I
when you're going to fall asleep.
I just fell asleep. And I've been very tired this week. So for me, I'm like, you know what? I just need to go to bed. I can't read. So I didn't really do it. And I think part of it is for me also the same as you. There must be a block in me why I'm not reading in bed. I need to take the book downstairs and read on the sofa where there's sunlight and I'm awake. So I
Mm.
just need to read down there.
So the bed is not. So realize I can't read nonfiction books in bed at all.
Oh,
I can't.
okay.
I just fall asleep before page 2. But
Are
if I
you
read a
still,
fiction book, then
yeah.
I do better.
Are you still reading that?
Yes, I'm not as bad. I'm reading it about twice a week.
What's
I
the
was
name of
doing
that
it,
book? I
trying to
forgot.
do it every day. Girl, wash your face.
Yes.
I think that's the one. I also have the other one that's Stop Apologizing.
Oh, wow.
I haven't read that one yet. That one's on my nightstand too.
I like that title so
I know.
much.
I think it's Girl, Stop Apologizing. I have
I'm
it. I'll bring
writing.
it to you. Will you read it first and then I'll read it second?
Sure.
Because, but
Uh,
I mean, you'll probably finish it before I do.
the reason I was writing it down because I was thinking that would be a really good topic for us.
Oh, okay. It's a good idea.
So, I'm really curious, what did you find for the thing that you're loving this week?
Oh yeah, I forgot, almost forgot about that. Okay, so it's twofold, but I think
Mhm.
we've talked about the one. The one thing I love and you love, so this is both of us love, is the Yuka app, the
Mhm.
Yuka, right? It's an app with a little carrot and it kind of like grades your food products and it lets you know if it's hazardous chemicals in it or non-hazardous chemicals.
Mhm.
And it's very detailed. And my daughter and I started scanning everything and we realized that all of our shampoo and conditioner was horrible, like causes
Oh,
reproductive problems and hormone imbalances. And I mean, I was buying Dove and I wasn't buying like 99-cent dollar store shampoo and stuff. I was buying like good, in my opinion, good quality stuff, right?
sure.
So when we started scanning it, we're like, oh my gosh, like this is goes beyond a level of vegan products, which is what my daughter goes for. It was like
Mhm.
these products cause serious damage to your body.
Oh my.
So her and I then started researching with the app and what products are good, like good grade, like 100 out of 100, or at least a 90 or 100. And we both are in love with the Love and Beauty brand. Have you ever
Oh,
heard of it?
no.
It's animal free, cruelty free, PETA approved, which is very important to my daughter. And to
Mhm.
me, I'm on the other hand where I want to make sure that any reproductive and hormone things are okay for her. Not
Mhm.
saying that I don't care for me, but she's 13. I
Right.
don't think any of us should be putting products that cause that kind of problems on a child that hasn't even finished puberty yet. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
sure. Where did you find it, like in the regular store?
So we found it at Target and we've been playing around with it. And it's like one of those shampoo and conditioners that when you first use the shampoo, it doesn't suds up
Oh,
and you feel like you're not even washing your hair very well.
yeah.
And according to the person that does her hair, she said that's because there's no sulfates in it, which
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
know that sulfates are what make you feel like you're shampooing it and getting all this good lather.
Oh.
But sulfates are they're hormone disruptors.
Hmm.
So anyway, so if you do buy it, you're gonna feel like it's not cleaning it, but it really is. I really am just in love with it, and she's in love with it, and we both love the product so much. The shampoo and the conditioner. The conditioner is the best conditioner we've ever used in our life, and
Really?
she has so much thick hair.
Yeah. Is it
so
a
much.
perfume free or does it have a fragrance at all?
Some of them is that you can get a perfume free or very light perfume fragrance free. We like the ones that do have a nice smell to them.
Yeah,
But it
me
gets a
too.
good grade on the Yuka app. And if you go to Target and you shop the end aisles, like you know how the
Oh, yeah,
ends,
yeah, yeah.
you dig around in there and you can almost always find a discounted one because they discount their smells all the time. Like I just got a bottle today for $4.
Oh,
And I bought two because I'm like, okay, they're on sale on the clearance section. So
sure.
anyway, great, great, great product. I love them so much. That's what I love.
That's fantastic. I'm going to be looking for that now.
It's different. It's not like your normal that we usually talk about.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think all of these things are important for our general health. We don't think about, shampoo and
Mhm.
conditioner, and we don't think about the products that we use every day, laundry
Mhm.
detergent, or even foods we eat. And all of it
Mhm.
is contributing to our health. So
Mhm.
that's
It's
a
a
good
little bit
call.
more expensive, but it's something that her and I both agree that we think it's worth it. So,
But that's the thing about these products that are better for us. They are more expensive.
mhm.
And it just requires some fancy budgeting, which
Mhm.
is it's disappointing. It should be better, cheaper, but it's not. And
Mhm.
I always say that you either pay now or you pay
Oh,
later.
yep.
So,
Very true. So Target, I think Walmart has it. I think you can find it at a couple other places. I'll post pictures
okay,
so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But that's what
great.
we are loving right
Awesome.
now. All right.
So let's get into this very interesting topic.
Oh, man, did I learn a lot already.
Really?
I
What's
did.
funny is every other day there's a headline in the news on my phone about, and maybe because I clicked it, so now it propagates more stories for me.
Yeah.
Every day there's stories about eat this for gut health, eat that for gut health, do this for gut health. This is wrong. Don't do that.
Oh, you can even see those articles in the headlines of when you're at the store checking out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yep. It's just so much.
beyond much. And really the reality is like I didn't even know why it was
Yes.
important. So I think this is a great topic. But I was also down a wormhole today when I was at Target that there was one whole section in the cooler section that was all good gut health stuff. And
Oh,
I was like scanning and scanning and scanning and like looking at everything and I was like blown away by all of it.
wow.
Are we freezing up?
No,
Am I freezing? I think did we freeze?
no.
Oh, okay.
Are you frozen? Am I
No, but
frozen?
you went like this. You know when you
Oh,
did that? You might have to
okay.
edit all this out
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
leave it, whatever you want. Sorry.
So I also started with why is gut health important for us?
Okay.
Um, so the thing that I learned in some of my training is that most of your immune system is in your gut. And so if your gut is messed up, then your immunity is going to be messed up. And you're going to be susceptible to a lot of other issues and problems. Gut contains most of the bacteria in your body. The gut plays an important role in health and communicates with the immune system. The gut also determines how different foods are digested and release hormones to signal fullness.
So
So,
so there is good and bad bacteria in your gut, correct?
yes, yes,
Okay. Okay.
yes.
And we want both, right?
Yeah, we want more of the good than the
We want
bad.
more of the good, but a little tiny bit of the bad.
What did you find out about that specifically?
Well, I just found that I just saw that you know, there's trillions and trillions in there, but if you have more bad, that's when they start leaking through the gut and that's when you get that
Hmm.
leaky gut. So you want to make sure that you have a better ratio of your good bacteria.
Hmm.
I didn't see a specific number. Do you know of a
Okay.
specific
No, I
number?
don't either.
No, but and I don't think there really is one, to be honest with you, because everything I read there wasn't. It was just you don't want to have only good and you don't want to have overrun bad.
Right. Right.
I was trying to find a good analogy for it, and I couldn't think of one.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah, I
thought
don't,
maybe you would have one. You're
I
so
did,
good at analogies.
yeah, but I didn't go down that road. So I
Okay, so
didn't.
tell me where you went.
So I was reading about this study that examined the gut bacteria in 77 twins.
Oh my gosh.
This is from healthline.com.
77 sets of twins.
Yes, 77
Okay.
sets of twins. Yes. That would be odd if it was 77
I
twins.
was like, yeah, that's where my head went. I was like, okay.
One who had obesity and one who did not. And the study found that those who had obesity had different gut bacteria than their twins without obesity.
Really? In all 77 sets, their
That
gut
I don't
bacteria.
have the statistics.
But that's insane.
Yeah. And I think that kind of makes sense to me because, with our modern day diet, we're feeding the good bacteria, as you say, and with the bad bacteria. And when you feed the bad bacteria, then you can't get the nutrition absorbed into your body as needed. And so your body's still hungry for nutritious substances. So you may not feel full. And then that obviously leads to weight gain and
Mhm.
wanting to eat, and you're like, I just ate but I'm still hungry, and it's because of this cycle of not getting the nutrition into our body.
Yeah. And if we do get it, it's not even helping that much because some of our guts are so overrun with the bad that
Yeah,
the little bit you put in is just like, oh, it's not going to help. You know what I mean?
right.
So
Right.
the one thing I also hear all the time is like, back in my day, we didn't talk about gut health. Do you know what I'm talking about when people say
I
that?
do very well.
Right? Like this is all new. I found an article from harvard.edu about that, and the type of the gut bacteria in Americans has changed. So yes, back in their day, the gut problem wasn't nearly as what bad as it is now, and there were actually three reasons for that.
Okay.
So the first reason is there's more processed foods now,
Right.
and processed foods completely disrupt the gut.
Right.
So if you're looking at a processed food diet compared to what it was 50, 60, 70 years ago, of course, there's a total difference. Of course, that's why our guts are different. That
Mhm.
was reason number one, which I think we both, that's like a no-brainer, right?
Right.
Reason number two is there's actually better hygiene in the stuff that we are eating, meaning there are
Okay.
better processes for killing off things.
Mhm.
And we're not getting a little bit of dirt here and there, a little bit of bacteria here and there to help build up the immunity in our stomach, bacteria.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was the second reason, which I thought was, again, I was like, okay, yeah, that's true. We're probably not eating as much dirt as we did
Sure.
a long time ago, right?
Yep.
Um, well, I'll read exactly what Harvard said about that. It said we have better hygiene now, which means we are not exposed naturally to dirt and such bacteria that we once were.
Mhm.
Okay, and the third one is, and this one I didn't want to believe, antibiotics.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's another reason for it, is the antibiotics that we've all been put on for so long in our life before they stopped giving them out so easily has killed off so many good and bad organisms in our gut that it's like
Yeah.
hard to make a comeback from.
So that's scary.
I know,
Um,
but when I loved all three of those reasons because it made so much sense to me. And I also was one of those that never understood why they are so like, why can't we? So just give an antibiotic. I
mhm.
never understood that. And now I kind of see why.
Yeah. I was reading about the antibiotics that if they're taken during childhood and adolescence, it can cause permanent changes in certain types of bacteria in your stomach.
So that's exactly why adults now are having worse gut problems because we
Hmm.
were on antibiotics without a problem back then.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it just made a lot of sense to me.
Hmm. As an aside, and I wrote this down because I thought you would find it interesting. Um, and I don't know any of any studies or I don't have any scientific proof to back this up, but this is a trend or some scientific notations about this. People who are born vaginally, like you have a vaginal birth, also have
Okay.
different gut bacteria than those who are born by cesarean.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
So the science I don't exactly understand, but as you come down the birth canal, there's some bacteria that the baby gets into their gut that helps them. But also, I read that as they get to age 1 or 2 and they've been weaned off of the milk, then it all equalizes. But it might be important long term. So if you ever go to a functional medicine doctor, they might ask you, were you born by cesarean section or were you born vaginally? Or they might ask you, how many antibiotics have you taken? Because these are all important for your gut health.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh my God, this piggyback off of our topic last week on how how we are right now is so much made up of what we were the day we were born, even before we even remember what we were.
Yeah. And this is obviously, if you need a cesarean, nobody's going to blame you because it's a matter of you both,
Right.
the mother and the baby, being well and born happy and safe and everything. But I think a lot of doctors, I see the trend now is, oh, we'll just deliver by cesarean. So
Hmm.
it makes a difference. I don't want to go down a different road, but I think that was an interesting little tidbit.
Very, very
Mhm.
interesting. Hmm. Okay.
So then the next thing that I went to was, how do you know if you have an unhealthy gut?
This is what I can't wait for you to tell me because I'm sure I do, but go on.
Well, I think a lot of us probably have some form of it or some level of it. So if you have an unhealthy gut, you may have high stress levels,
Okay.
too little sleep, which you don't
Okay.
have a problem
Which
with,
I don't have that. Yeah.
eating, uh, you're
Wait,
addicted.
I want to interrupt and have a caveat to that. I
Okay.
don't have a problem with too little sleep because I prioritize it.
True. True, true. That's very important to you. And I think it helps
If
you.
I didn't prioritize it, I would have too little sleep, like would
Mhm.
just any other mom that has high schoolers and teen, like that stress.
And
It's
so much to do. Yeah.
extremely important to me. So, you know,
I think that's great
why
because
why do I feel like I always have to defend myself when I talk about my sleep habits?
no,
I
I think,
always feel like I do.
well, I don't know that you should because I think if somebody ate a salad every day, they wouldn't feel like they need to defend themselves.
It's a good point.
If
Okay.
you choose to prioritize sleep over doing the dishes, what's the big deal?
Right.
No, it's nothing.
Okay. All right, go
Um,
on.
Eating a diet high in sugar and processed foods, which we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
taking antibiotics, which we talked about. Also, if you have upset stomach, gas, bloating, constipation, and or diarrhea, heartburn, um, unintentional weight changes. So if you've lost weight or gained weight and you don't really know why and it was sudden, that might be an indicator that there's something wrong in your gut. Sleep disturbances or constant fatigue, skin irritations,
Hmm.
autoimmune conditions, and food intolerance.
Wow.
Mhm.
So everything.
Yeah.
Everything except broken bones and a heart attack, I think, can be
Yeah.
blamed on your gut.
Yep.
Wow.
So I think it's something interesting to look at because if we can at least work on fixing our gut while we're doing other things, then maybe we can just be healthier down the road.
Yeah.
And
Now,
that
do you
comes,
think you have a bad gut? Unhealthy gut?
I do. Um,
Okay.
I I think I've been struggling with certain issues for a while, and I think I've talked about it many times about how I'm trying to eliminate gluten, I'm trying to eliminate dairy. I've done fairly well with getting rid of most of the sugar out of my diet, but I'm still struggling. So I'm going to publicly say this. I started a
Okay.
gut cleanse to see where my problem lies. And what that entails is a lot of elimination of a lot of different kind of foods that are irritating to the stomach. So no dairy, no gluten, no sugar, obviously, but also no corn, no soy, no lentils because they can be irritating to the stomach, which
Hmm.
I didn't know. I am following the care of a nutritionist and I am blogging about it on my website. So if anybody wants to read my day-to-day things, they can go to healthcoachkamna.com. But I think I have issues where I eat and then I'm bloated and I don't know why. So I
Mm,
started slowing down my chewing, and that helps a little bit, but I still don't know why. So I'm trying different
okay.
things.
Okay.
Do
So
you?
what? Oh, I'm sure I do. I'm sure I have gut problems.
Mm.
My scalp, maybe that's part of that
Hmm.
reason. You know what I mean? Like there's so
Yeah.
many other things that you would have were talking about that I think could be bloating, all of that. The high sugar. I mean, this past month was so much sugar.
With the candy hearts.
Yeah. So I'm that alone right there.
Hmm.
But
So what are we supposed to eat then?
yeah. So I did a whole deep dive into fermented foods because that's really what can help your gut. Did you know that?
Okay. I did.
You did. Now, did you know why though?
Mm. Fermented foods have bacteria,
Hmm.
which ate up the prebiotic foods, right?
See, you're so smart. Yes. They actually literally eat them. They eat the bad bacteria when you eat these fermented foods.
Oh, they eat the bad bacteria. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's how my brain, like I imagine like little Pac-Mans and like the ghost.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Pac-Man
Yep.
was like, gotta get rid of that in there. But
Yep.
anyway, so I actually went down a lot. I think a lot of people knew some of these foods
Hmm.
for your gut, but I don't know if they knew why.
Okay. Ooh,
You know what I
let's
mean? Like
go.
here's an
Yeah.
example, apple cider vinegar.
Yes.
First of all, apple cider vinegar you have to buy with the mother. I don't know
Hmm.
what the heck that means. I think it sounds ridiculous. They could have came up with a better thing, like better for you apple cider vinegar than rather apple cider vinegar with the mother. Anyway,
Because mother's
um,
important.
maybe apple cider vinegar is really, really good for you. If you it reduces your HbA1c and it improves your fasting blood sugar.
Oh.
So if you're a diabetic, it's a really good thing to add as like a salad dressing. Sprinkle some
Mm.
vinegar, apple cider vinegar with the mother on your salad. Or, but you know how people always said they drink it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No, that sounds gross to me.
I think I could do it though.
Really?
Like a shot of it. I've done worse shots that taste way worse than apple cider vinegar, right?
Yeah, that does not even sound a little bit appealing to me.
We should try it.
No, thank you.
Okay,
You should
fine.
try
Okay, I mean, I might.
it.
Okay, sauerkraut.
Oh yeah.
Do you like sauerkraut?
I don't know that I've actually had it.
Oh, is there a reason why?
No.
Okay.
I think Indian food has a lot of fermented foods, but I don't know if it's the right kind of fermented foods.
That's the other thing I learned. Like I know that there are some fermented foods, but some of them are not good for your not probiotic don't have the probiotics in it.
Hmm.
Probiotics in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, pickles on the shelf typically don't have they're fermented, but they typically do not have the good probiotics you need for your gut.
It's weird because I was like, oh, I'm eating a pickle. It's a good thing. I love pickles.
Not all of them.
Yeah, I guess so. So how do
Yeah, you
you
have to they said everything that I was reading said you really want to get the fermented foods from the cooler section.
okay, so like a
Like, for
yogurt
example,
or
yes, but they do sell sauerkraut in the cooler section and sauerkraut,
yes.
like, on the shelf. You want the one that's better
Oh.
for your gut is the one that is in the cooler.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Yeah. Because it actually has a live bacteria in it.
Yes,
Got
same
it.
with the pickles. So
Yeah.
if you see pickles, you want the ones that are in the cooler, not the ones on the shelves. Now, this is for your gut
Oh.
health. This isn't for like you're having a party and you're having hamburgers and hot dog cookout. Clearly, then nobody's caring about their gut health. But
Yeah,
if you're
for
trying
sure.
to eat something every day to improve your gut health, you want to get the stuff that's on the shelf. I mean, in the cooler, not
Oh,
on the shelf.
okay. Okay.
Anyway, sauerkraut helps balance bacteria and it helps balance cholesterol levels,
Oh,
which I have my cholesterol levels are a little bit out of whack. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should start getting some sauerkraut. Like one, and I did a little more research on that, and about 1/4 of a cup a day of sauerkraut
did
is
you
what you
find
would
out
need.
why?
Well, I did not know why, because it didn't make any scientific sense to me because my mind
Okay.
doesn't go that way. But
I
I
have
also
a,
know
sorry.
it's good on potassium and it also positively influences your blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, sauerkraut is something you might want to add to your
Well, I think it's
diet.
because it's a high fiber food, right?
Okay.
So fiber is, they always recommend that for people who have cholesterol issues. It's definitely good for setting up a good environment for your gut to have a lot of fiber.
Mm. Plus the probiotics in it. It's
Yeah,
probably a
there
good
you
gut
go.
superfood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm. So that's something that I was like, okay, I think I could get behind that.
Hmm.
1/4 of a cup, maybe?
Yeah. Did you find anything else?
Yeah, there's a ton. Do you want me to go through them all fast or slow or what you're thinking?
Well, go through them and then I'll ask questions if I have a
Okay.
question.
Some cheese, not all
Okay,
cheese,
yes.
only some.
Like aged
Such
cheese?
aged cheese, Gouda and fresh mozzarella. Those are some, they
Uh,
deliver the intact probiotics.
Side note about the cheese, some people who have allergies, the fermented foods can trigger an a histamine response, so that they might want to avoid them. But
Oh,
that's just an
good to
aside.
know.
Mhm.
Good to know. Kefir.
Kefir is like buttermilk.
It's like it's a thick, it's thick. That's everything that I can tell you that I read about kefir. It was like use it in a smoothie, make overnight oats with
Yeah.
it, use it as sour cream,
Hmm.
but it improves digestion and lowers cholesterol.
Okay.
But that was one thing that I'm like, okay, I could try that in an overnight oat.
Well, the
Um,
problem with the kefir, it would be the added sugars. I would just watch that.
I think there's some better brands than
Mhm.
others, right?
Yeah.
So, kimchi, I've never ever had kimchi in my life. Have
Hmm.
you ever had that?
No.
It's I think it's Korean, correct?
Yes.
Well, that manages cholesterol, balances blood sugars. They suggest adding it to your fried rice or your scrambled eggs.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
I know that seems doable. Like I think that's
Hmm.
something that I could try. Kombucha. How do you say it?
Uh-huh. Kombucha.
Okay, that has vitamin C, B1, B6, and B12.
Ooh, that's a
So
B positive.
when I was at Target today, I saw the whole kombucha section and I used my Yuka app and I scanned 15 of them. There was like probably 30 different ones.
Oh my gosh.
And some of them were like fabulous, like 100 out of 100 score on that app, which is very rare. And some of them were like 29.
Oh
So
boy.
you definitely want to make sure if you're going to try one of those for your gut health that you try something that is better for you than some of the
Hmm.
ones that aren't.
Right.
That's one of those
Right.
things I'm going to be trying too. I just want to
Oh,
try it.
sure.
It's if it tastes bad, it tastes bad.
Yeah, you throw
Okay.
it away. Yeah.
Miso,
Hmm.
okay, that has protein, vitamin E, and vitamin K in it. It also has anti-cancer benefits.
Hmm.
Natto?
Hmm.
What is that?
I don't know.
Natto.
I
I don't
think
know
it's
what
a
it is.
soy product, but I don't
It
remember
is a soy
exactly.
product, but I don't know
Okay.
what it is. But it has 100 times more vitamin K than cheese.
Oh, wow. That's great.
I think it's great. I don't know why you need vitamin K, but it's something that I wrote down for you guys.
Isn't it good for your like vision or?
Yes, 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 yes. You're right.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
right.
wow.
You're so smart. Olives. My mom is loving this right now. Olives.
Yes.
But olives are one of those that you buy on the shelf. That's probably not one of those with the good probiotics in it.
Mm,
So you have to really read the label on olives and see.
yes. Okay.
Um, Tempe. Did I say that
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
That is calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus
Okay.
in it. So that helps with all of that stuff. Sourdough.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes.
It's good for your gut.
Yeah, but you're going to probably tell us that it depends which kind of sourdough you get.
Well, it depends on which kind of sourdough you get, obviously, because some of them have so much chemicals and
Hmm.
crap in them. It has to be a good quality sourdough. But really what it is the what's the word? The live things, probiotics actually do die during the baking process.
Hmm.
However, it makes you've said this word so well, polyphenols.
Hmm.
It then turns to polyphenols, which are important for your gut microbiome
Hmm.
and blood sugar.
Yes.
And then yogurt, which I think we all kind of knew about yogurt.
Right.
But here was what I found about yogurt. Some studies say that if you have 100 grams of a good quality yogurt, it's actually very beneficial for your mood.
Oh,
It's linked to mood, happiness, and higher levels of serotonin and dopamine released. If you
just from the
have
yogurt?
100 grams of yogurt,
Wow.
but a good quality, which I don't like any good quality yogurt.
So this
So
is, you're talking about like a cow's milk. You're not talking about a coconut or
no,
almond.
no, because I saw some of them were that, but it has to be like not added sugars, like a good quality, like even like an almond, or
Oh,
there was a cashew one that was included in it, but it's hard to find the ones with no flavor that
right, right.
taste good.
Oh, that's so good to know. I thought it was only dairy, so it's good to know
Yeah, no, there was a bunch. But what I realized after all of this is the reason I don't have good healthy gut is because I don't like any of these things I just talked about.
that. Yeah,
So it will be hard for me to have a good healthy gut because I don't like
right.
any of those things.
That makes sense. But is it because you have never tried them or because you just,
Probably,
okay,
probably.
okay.
And I don't know how to try them. I don't know if I want to spend the money to try them. Like there's a lot involved in it.
Yeah, that's true. And to find the right one.
Right. Like what do I
Yeah.
do with kefir? I don't know what to do with. Like, you know what I mean? Like I
It's just
think
a
it's
drink.
hard. It's so hard to it's sometimes it's hard to be healthy.
It's very hard to be healthy,
Okay,
especially
good.
when,
Good. I
as
couldn't read your poker face. I was like, is she going to tell me that I'm crazy or is she telling me that
no, it's
like,
so difficult. I have been on this journey for probably 2.5 years now, seriously, and before that, semi-seriously. And I'm
mhm,
still tempted by the M&Ms in the checkout aisle and the chips. And even though I know it's bad for me and I won't buy it anymore, I'm still tempted by it. You
mhm.
know, that itch to just eat something that's going to be great on my taste buds. It's so
I
good, but
know.
and then to spend the money for some of these things, you're like, is this really worth it? And if you
I
don't
know.
like it, you have to throw it away. It's hard. The whole thing is hard, honestly.
It's kind of exhausting actually. Cuz it's like I saw this list and I was like, okay, what's one thing that I could buy from it? And I
Yeah,
looked at it and I'm like, I don't want to buy any of it. I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I want a healthy gut. Like it's that like I want to eat my cake and lose weight too. Do you know what I mean?
yes, yes. I think the thing that I have come to really understand about this whole health journey, which actually starts from the gut, is that it's a process. You can't
Mhm.
tomorrow say, okay, I'm going to eat kefir and kombucha and have some miso soup and be good to go. That's not the way it works. There's a lot of education that has to happen. There has to be some trial and error of what works for
Yep.
you and what doesn't. And also to sort of make it simplified for yourself because it is so complicated.
So
We just want to
complicated.
simplify it and sort of, as you would say, dumb it down. Let's just
Mhm.
make it really clear.
I liked this though, that because now I know why I need to incorporate some of this stuff.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
know why,
Yeah.
which is important to me. I think that's
Yep.
the first step for any of us is to like, yeah, someone can tell you that you need sauerkraut and kimchi, and you're like, okay, great. But now that we know why and that it's actually beneficial,
Right. Right.
so
And most of it actually tastes pretty good, I think. If you don't like a vinegary taste, maybe you won't like it, but most of it tastes pretty good.
oh, I did see that if in the kefir. So and if you want the kefir or the yogurt was and you guys know I love flavored vinegars, was
Hmm.
to take a good quality flavored balsamic vinegar and put it in your yogurt or kefir. And it's so I actually considered that. I'm like, okay, what if I buy a good quality yogurt? And there's so many different good flavors of vinegar.
Right. Oh yeah.
So
Yes, definitely.
mhm.
Um, what I
So
was
what did
thinking
you
we
yeah.
I was thinking next we could go to some of the myths about
Are we out
gut
of
health.
time?
We're gonna be close to, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, then yeah, we definitely need a part two of gut
Do
health.
you do you have more that you want to talk about?
I could always talk about more.
Okay.
Wait, okay, can I just say for the record that if we're going to do part two next week, then I will try at least one thing before next week.
Okay.
I don't know
All
what it
right.
is, and I cannot commit to what it is going to be,
Okay.
but I want to put that on. That's not my call to action. That's just for the to be continued of gut health
So part
topic.
2. Okay.
Yeah. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
I don't know why I like daring myself to do dumb stuff like this.
You're a risk taker.
Okay.
All
I was
right.
waiting for Kamna to say she would do the same, but you noticed that she didn't.
No, I didn't. I'm not that daring. I'm just not. I don't like roller coasters. Sorry. Um,
Okay.
okay. Myth number 1.
Okay.
You need to have a bowel movement every day.
Well, think that's true. That's a myth.
It's a myth. You can have, it's the 3-3 rule. You can have 3 movements in a day or 3 movements in a week, and that's all normal. Any more or less than
Yeah,
that
I don't
is
even
not
know
great.
if I want to believe that, but for real, 3 and 3. I got to write this down. So 3 in a day
Mhm. Or
or
3 in a
three in a
week.
week. So what if you go 3 every single day? Is that okay? Or
Yeah,
is
it
that too
depends
much?
on the person and what your gut looks like.
So really, it just depends on your personal habits.
Or your biology or your,
Right.
if you're sensitive to things,
So there's not a right or wrong.
which we will probably talk about next week.
There's no right or wrong to it.
Um, Apple cider vinegar is effective for weight loss.
Okay, so now we're not talking about gut health. We're talking
That's
about weight loss.
ding, ding, ding. You got that right. So it
Okay.
is not good for weight loss directly. But as you have said, it has a lot of health benefits and it contains amino acids and antioxidants, and it's fermented, which is good for gut health, which could then lead to weight loss.
But initially, if you're thinking you're going to take it and drop 25 pounds, then it's
No,
not happening.
no,
Okay.
there's no shortcuts here. Sorry to everybody.
I know. And everybody wants one, including me. So
Yeah. Um, Juice cleanses are good.
are you saying that's a myth?
Yes. They
Okay.
may be high in sugar. It's not sustainable. And you may not get the necessary nutrients you need when you drink something versus eating it.
But they're not, you're not saying they're bad.
No,
Okay.
they're not,
They're
they're
just
just
not,
not necessarily good for your gut.
oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. That makes sense to me.
This one you already said, but I'm just going to repeat it. Fermented foods are effective as probiotics. And this answer is a maybe because not all fermented foods
Yeah.
contain probiotics. You already said
Mhm.
that. I have just a few more. Beans cause the most gas. What do you think?
That's not true. Oh, no, I would say cabbage.
No. Dairy products cause more gas than other foods, particularly as we age, our bodies are less able to absorb the sugar in milk, which is the lactose.
The, oh my gosh, for real? I would have
Mm-hmm.
never.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Age,
would have said
aging.
cabbage.
Yeah. Aging means constipation.
Okay. I don't think it means constipation, but I think it means you change your food habits. So
Mhm.
then it changes your bowel movement habits. Am I right on that?
Absolutely. Medications, lack of exercise, lack of fluids, just changing your lifestyle causes all of these
But
things to
it's
slow
not an
down.
age thing. It's not like, okay, the minute you
Mm-mm.
turn 65, you're going to have trouble going to the bathroom.
No, I mean, some of it's hormone related,
Yeah.
everything changes, but I think you can mitigate some of these issues.
Okay.
Um, is dairy bad for your gut?
I feel like you're going to say yes.
Actually, I'm going to say maybe
Okay. Tell me why.
because it can be beneficial if you don't have any issues with milk, because milk has protein and it has good nutrients in there. But if you have issues with milk, with which now a lot of people are having, it could be
Mhm.
bad for you. So if you're going to buy cow's milk, buy organic, at least 2%. Don't even drink the 1%. Just buy a good quality organic milk.
Yeah, that's hard. Can I tell
Mhm.
you, for me, I always buy skim milk.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's
not getting any health benefits from it.
no, but you're drinking it for a different reason.
No, I'm drinking it because that's what I've always bought and that's what I'm used
Oh,
to.
okay.
Because it's been in my head my entire life that if you buy 2%, it's so fattening and it's bad for you. And you're going to gain 55 pounds from just drinking milk. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's always been that kind of milk associated with weight gain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for the gut health, the whole milk is the best. And people who have lactose intolerance, they can buy, we had visited this farm and their milk is processed differently. So people who have lactose intolerance can buy like a Hartzler's dairy or a different kind of uh, milk from a farm, directly from a farm. It comes in a glass bottle that's recycled and that's better for those people who have lactose intolerance.
Really?
Mhm.
Hmm. Okay.
One more. I'm just gonna add this one because I think it's very funny. It takes years to digest gum.
Oh my God, I love that saying because that's a false one. I know that is
Yes.
false because I've researched it so many times.
That's really curious why you've researched it.
Yeah, we should change that subject. But yes, I've
Okay. And IBS is all about your diet. IBS stands for
irritable bowel
no,
syndrome. Oh,
stands for yeah, irritable bowel syndrome. You're correct.
okay. So
Sorry.
it's not all about food?
It's not all about food. It
What's
can
it
be
about then?
diet related, but it also can be triggered for just an unknown reason. And it's a syndrome because doctors don't really know what it is. It can be related to stress and anxiety. It also just can be a whole host of problems.
So it just basically means they're calling it that because they just know something's wrong with your stomach.
Yeah,
And we don't know why.
right.
And they really can't really tell you that to eat a fourth of a cup of sauerkraut and see if it makes you feel better.
Right. But I
Yeah.
think it can't hurt.
Right.
Maybe someone who has IBS has different needs and this whatever we're talking about doesn't apply to everybody,
Mhm.
but it can definitely help.
Interesting.
So we are
Okay.
doing a part 2, huh?
I don't know. Are we? Now that you read all the myths, do we need to?
I don't know. I guess we'll see what people want.
Okay. That's a good idea. Let us know.
Let us know for sure.
Let us know what you want us to research if you do want us to.
Hmm.
Does that work that way?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What is your call to action?
Well, my call to action is to find a good yogurt, whether it be
Oh,
cashew, whether it be oat, whether it be silk, like an almond yogurt, or maybe it's just Greek yogurt. I want to try some yogurts.
oh, I'm so excited to hear.
Mhm. That's mine. What about you?
Mine is going to be before I get out of bed, I'm picking something real simple this week to do like 5 good deep inhale, exhale, the whole 8-4-7 kind of breathing, square breathing. I'm going to just do that before I get out of bed.
Okay. Eight, four. Oh, yeah, the square breathing. Or there's
You
the in
you
for
hold,
four.
yeah,
No, yeah, in for four, hold for eight, out for seven, or am I mixing
something
that
like
up?
that. You inhale for 8, you hold it for 4, you exhale for 7.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, there's all kind
Yeah.
of formulas, but one of those I'm going to do.
Okay. I've been trying to do deeper breathing when I get in bed,
Hmm.
like with your stomach, because I don't breathe in my stomach a lot, and I know you're
Hmm.
supposed to.
Yes.
So, like when I was doing the Peloton, they said put your hands on your stomach and you should feel your hands move if you know if you're
Hmm.
breathing correctly or not. So I have to remind myself that sometimes even when I'm driving the car, like I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I'm breathing, like, because I
Yes.
don't breathe well enough. I don't feel like I'm not breathing well.
I actually think most of us are just holding our breath a little bit. We're like scrunched shoulders and tight, and we're like we're doing shallow breaths. So I think a lot of that stress is just showing up in our breathing.
It's a very good point.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I think we got a lot covered today.
We did.
All
So
right.
have a great week.
All right. I'll talk to you later.